Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing well. Let's get this video going. We here at Revson Industries are absolute masters of procrastination, like literally another level. We have got a lot of projects going at the moment. I'll show them to you right now. This one, 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 and then there's a bunch of under this cloth I don't even want to start about. But wait, what actually is this thing? It's the motherboard of an old computer, and we are using it as our server, so we can store shit on there. And what can we store on that server, except for music and other interesting videos? A to-do list with stuff that we have to do. Because who takes time to actually write down stuff? No one. So instead of just writing down what you want to do, let's spend like 20 hours into a project which will allow us to see what we need to do. Epic. But if I'm working with my manly gloves, I don't have the fidelity to type on tiny things to adjust my to-do list in my server. Look what I'm trying to type. If I want to know something about a bike, doesn't work, does it now? It doesn't exactly say bike. I can't use these and a computer at the same time. So that's why we need some special interfacing machine for us to adjust our to-do list and check what to do without needing to remove these gloves. Long story short, we just want to make a machine or a device that can help us keep track of what to do while we are working on big projects and a lot of projects at the same time. It needs to be something with buttons that are big and just easy to use. So we are gonna make a to-do suitcase. That's the wrong way around. To-do suitcase. A to-do case. That's what we're gonna do. Let's build this thing. We sort of don't want to work on any other project, so that's why we make this thing. So yeah, let's go. The first thing we need is a screen to display the information to us. It might get beat up a bit, so this robust VGA screen will do the job. Wow! Next up, we found some random triplex plates and cut them to pieces using the walt. This felt like a good moment to take a break from the hard work we had done, so we briefly interrupted the build to do the Dr. Pepper dance. Let me introduce you to the lovely components we've got. First up, this arcade-style button. Clicks like a charm. Also, we've got this old-school joystick. You can set the backplate to allow either 8, 4 or 2 directions, and we set it to 4 for our build. Slam it together, and that looks amazing. More holes were drilled and everything clicks in like a glove. Now for some rigid wood. This will become the octagonal outside of the casing. Why octagonal? Because we can. Using wood glue to bond this thing into an absolute unity of a unit. While this thing can dry overnight, we built the handlebar of the to-do case, starting out with a gentle hammering session, as usual. After a bit of grinding, drilling, and drilling, and welding, the handlebar was done. This is actually all the welding for this project already. Enjoy watching me wrap this thing with dance sound effects. The next day, the glue had dried and we were able to see our vision for the first time. It looks pretty slick already, but needs a lot of touch-ups. Let's get to that. These 4 brackets will be holding the screen itself into place. You just gotta love this bar tape. And just like that, we had ourselves a buttoned up to-do case. We also made a little backplate to cover everything up neatly. It fitted a bit too well, to be honest. I wanted a more smooth look for the front face, so it was time to hack into this bit of aluminium and get it sorted. Perfect fit. After applying more glue than a preschool uses on a yearly basis, the front was fitted permanently and pressed to dry using our favorite beverage. Then I came up with the idea of creating some airflow in the casing to let the back of the warm screen cool off a bit. Using two fans, one that pulls the air in and one that blows the air out, a nice cross-casing flow was created. And there you have it, a fully functioning VGA screen inside a custom casing. What's next? Well, it was time for some electronics. To supply our screen with 19 volts, we soldered a random cable onto the motherboard under this cover, as you can see right here. And then also we created a different line to go to a 5-volt regulator for our ESP. We then soldered some stuff onto some things and in the end we got the power supply working. Then we hacked up this power supply and checked if it's actually 19 and a bit volts, which it was, so that's pretty good. We create this janky bracket to hold it in place inside the casing, and that looks not sketchy at all. Then the remaining question was, how would I input into the spliced up VGA cable the correct things to show some cool stuff? Well, there's this absolute mad lad on YouTube called BitLooney who has created an actual library for specifically this, with an ESP32, a very powerful microcontroller. After some more soldering, everything was done, and now the only thing that was remaining was the very small task of programming the thing. Well, let me tell you a story. Procrastination, procrastination, procrastination. I am not kidding. I procrastinated this thing for a year, more even. Well, in the end it works. Let me show you how I did it. In the end, my code turned out to be almost 700 lines long. I had to figure quite some stuff out. Example the buttons, figure out how stuff like fonts work, how to talk to the server and how to handle JSONs. Server, you may ask? Yes, everything is hosted on a server in a large JSON file, which can be edited online. Also, I decided to program Pong, which looks horrible since I couldn't figure out how to make the ESP32 cope with the frame rate to make it viewable. So that's a waste of another 20 hours or so. Also, uploading a new iteration to the ESP takes like a minute, which makes debugging an absolute snail of a process. Even more so because every now and then the old VGA decides it doesn't like the input sync and gifts you this lovely message. Oh yeah, vertical line. Yeah, it also does that because it's just you need hammers to fix this. It's just very annoying, man. Yeah, okay, film here. Okay, after literally more than a year, I finally finished programming the to-do case, and here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the to-do case. Alright, so let's see what I want to do today. I see some important tasks. Let's go and see. Okay, well, 2 bits of metal together. So, perfect, that's welded together, awesome. Now I have welded this, so I can now set the percentage done. So if I up this percentage right here with this button, you can see it updates, but also updates on server. So now whenever I open the to-do case again, wherever on the world, it will still show the same percentage. This task is now 100% done, it shifts to the bottom, and the next task is like and subscribe to Refson. Do it now, thank you. Let's conclude this video. Epic. I think it's not really a necessary thing, but it looks really good. It's a very good use of an old VGA screen, which otherwise is gonna be thrown away, pretty much. It's very cool looking, and I really actually like it because it's so robust, it can't really break. Especially when you don't have inspiration, you're like, oh shit, what were all the things I can do? Is there something small I can do? Just take a look on your screen and you'll know in no time.
very retro look, and yeah, it's just very cool. So I think that's all for you guys today. I know it's a bit different than bikes, but I really like to build this thing. It is something that any workshop can use. If you ever have an old VGA screen, don't throw it away, make this out of it. I hope you liked what you saw, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.